You good, Ari?
Yup.
Live. Oh, I gotta wait. I'll wait a second. Live from the back seat of our 1979 Volvo 240 station wagon. It's an especially
Yeah.
Business Pants Friday. It's not that special. It's sort of
It is pretty
special.
special. We're free of Matt.
We're free of
Whoa.
Matt. We're Ari the Data Queen's back. I feel like we haven't seen you enough, Ari the Data Queen. Maybe we got to get you
We've
more
missed
involved
you.
in the news shows. Like maybe you should do a news story every once in a while.
I watched you guys yesterday. That was
How were
fun.
we? Do
You
we
were
are we
great.
okay
Yeah.
without our Lord, our Overlord? Emma Lurking, who is she's in Boston. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
am in Boston.
Which is a weird juxtaposition because I gotta say that it's a very nice place she's in, but yet she's wearing a ratty sweatshirt from Maine. So it's
It
kind
was
of
for
a
you. This is all for
no, I get it,
you.
but it's kind of a great symbol of the difference between like Boston and Portland. Like we're a bunch of ratty beard wearing weirdos, and you're a bunch of fancy
I have plenty of ratty
khaki wearing.
Boston themed sweatshirts and
All right,
disgusting clothes as well. Don't you worry.
Emma Casey Affleck Lurking. All right, so this is the Friday show.
Whoa!
Uh,
How dare you?
Here's what we do on Friday show. We do the story of the week. We do the ass holiest of the week. We may or may not have a fancy expert. We do the goodliest of the week, and we do the irritatingest of the week. Right?
Yep.
Okay. And at the end, we'll wrap it up with who won the week and predictions. And this is what we do every week. Best of the week. This is what we do. Ready? Want to get into it?
Yep.
Let's do
Go
it.
for it.
Do we have like a whoosh sound or anything? A bell? Do we have anything? Music?
You don't like my bell, so are you going to
No,
complain about the bell if I use
I
the
hate
bell?
your bell. I hate your bell.
All right. Here's the whoosh sound you get. Whoosh.
Okay, I like that. All right, story of the week. This is a hard week for me.
This was a hard week for me too.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Cause maybe it's like the doldrums of January or something. I don't know. I didn't really. I don't know. You'll hear.
All right,
The
tell
the
us.
the big business news story of the week. I did not pick, and that's like the stock market seems to be all effed up, along with the crypto coin market. I don't care about that. So
Without Matt, we have no one here to explain
no,
it well enough.
exactly. Actually, I don't want his explanation because A, he's full of it, and B, everybody else is full of it too. So I don't know. I don't know what's real anymore. So
Fair enough.
here's what I picked. I'm gonna start off with a story that we actually did not cover. So I'm kind of cheating, but it aligns perfectly with our world in so many ways. So I have to pick it. President Biden vows to pick a black woman for the Supreme Court. Uh, she will succeed Justice Breyer, who's stepping down. So yeah, I mean it's kind of a perfect business pants free flow story, is it not?
That's crazy. Finally. Oh my
It
god.
Yeah.
is crazy. Ari, can you do
So
me a little favor and talk a little
Oh
closer to
boy.
your mic, please?
Oh hello.
this is what's
Yeah,
called on air production.
this is on-air production.
Well,
If there,
I did some last minute changes that Emma
yeah,
didn't approve of.
you're a tad quiet. If there's any way to be just the teeniest bit louder via any method of your choosing, that would be great.
You can
All
edit this
right.
out later because
Oh, 100% I'm
you just
editing this out later.
ruined you ruined an important historical moment in American history.
I'm so sorry, but if I didn't do it now, I was gonna forget later, and then editing Emma was gonna be mad at on-air Emma for not doing it, and it would have snowballed from there. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I had a lot to say about this, but let's move on. Now,
Okay.
I feel deflated by your
I like it. Great story,
stepping over the
Damien.
lead. Okay,
Big
that's story of the week.
fan.
Okay. Um, number two. Maybe because it tickled
Whoosh.
me. Oh, I feel like this story was getting a lot of play, but I really appreciate the story, so I picked this one. Neil Young threatens to remove music from Spotify over Joe Rogan misinformation, and then Spotify says it will remove Neil Young's music instead of dropping Joe Rogan.
Of course.
Do
Oh,
you know this, Ari? Do you know this? First of all, Ari, have you heard of Neil Rogan?
that
Sorry,
is
Neil Young.
Damien, that's a great point because that's what I was
Matt just
gonna
distracted
say.
me. Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard of this person.
Wait, please tell me you have never heard of Joe Rogan. Who have
Oh
you not heard
no.
of?
Unfortunately I
Oh,
have.
That's a
okay,
shame.
Ari, I get
Neil
that I'm
Young. Well,
old.
that's
I
because
get that I'm
remember
old, but
I
this hurts
interviewed
me.
an intern who's like, I hate podcasts.
Okay,
But I
good.
listen
I
to
do
my
too.
boyfriend's favorite podcast, Joe Rogan.
Oh, so then why do you, what do you mean they hate podcasts? They obviously like podcasts if they listen to Joe
No,
Rogan's
she
podcast.
They
hates
need a new
podcasts.
boyfriend.
Yeah, they really do. Well, you can't do it via Spotify, Ari, but knowing your musical tastes, I actually think, sincerely, I actually think you'd like Neil Young music.
Wow.
But anyway,
Okay.
we're not, yeah.
On YouTube.
So, yeah. And I can give you some recommendations. Be prepared to feel sad and maybe cry a little bit. All right. That's the second story. And I know Emma likes that story too. Do you not,
I
Emma?
do.
You like that story.
I
Okay.
do.
Number 3. And all of these kind of have a similar theme overall. If you really think about it, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just picked stories of a theme. But number 3, indigenous group. You missed this one, Ari. Seeks 100% ownership of Canada's Trans Mountain Pipeline.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Good luck.
I'm hoping that this is the start of a new type of stakeholders revolution here, where the transfer of ownership. I don't know. I mean, it's very exciting to me. I like this one.
I like this one.
Let's see, because originally it started with a American corporation based in Texas, Kinder Morgan, and
Yep.
then there were so many protests in Canada that eventually they gave up, and Canada bought it from them. And now Canada is considering selling it to indigenous groups. So we'll keep our eye on this story. The fourth story of the week. This is the one I really struggle with because it's not really getting any play, and it's probably something only we care about, and maybe it's not really gonna. It's probably not gonna make a difference. But I just feel like it fits into our wheelhouse pretty well, pretty perfectly, and that is that the members of the Disney family uh, are debuting a movie at the Sundance Film Festival, a documentary that is critical of the Disney company, of the Walt Disney Company, critical of
Nice.
mostly of outrageous CEO pay and outrageous worker unpay. Is that the right word? Unpay?
Unpay.
Lack of
Sure.
pay.
Lack of pay. So there it is. Those are my 4 stories. Black woman Supreme Court. Neil Young threatened Spotify. Indigenous group seeking ownership of a pipeline, and Disney family critical of Disney. There you go.
Damien,
Are we going to
sort
do
of
a
feels
work
like-
trip to see the movie? Because I think we should.
Do we ever do things together?
I think
I
this
mean,
is
I
our
would.
opportunity.
Only
I would.
virtually.
We can expense it.
Oh, virtually. Can we do like a Netflix? What's it called? Netflix party? What's it called?
Yeah. Well, Sundance, I believe, is happening virtually as well.
It is. It is.
Oh.
First time
Yeah.
ever, right?
I was picturing buying us flight tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to fly to Sundance? See,
I
was
would
thinking
do
we were gonna
that as
meet.
well, but I figured that wasn't an option.
That's not going to happen. I thought we were going to like meet in like Springfield, Mass, or something. And go to
Oh,
the Cineplex.
God.
You
Basketball
called
Hall of
Uh,
Fame.
just another place, really? It had to be Springfield.
Who wants to vote first?
I can. So first of all, Damien, it feels like you sort of stole Ari's category this week. All of these are kind of goodly. You
No,
know?
Yeah, what
this
the
is the effect of me when Matt's not around. The true me comes out. Like I know it's embarrassing, but I'm an idealist. Like I actually think that things are slowly get better. I feel like I feel oddly hopeful, even though I'm constantly living in despair and anxiety. But there's a weird
Well,
part of me that believes in humanity. I don't know why.
to your credit,
Yeah.
this story of the week cheered me up considerably more than any story of the week you have ever done, which have almost all comprehensively depressed me. So that felt good.
Okay.
But my
Is
vote
it Neil
this
Young?
week,
I don't know.
my vote this week is Indigenous group seeking 100% ownership of Canada's Trans Mountain Pipeline.
Wow.
This one cheered you up the most. This is your favorite
That one,
story in a while.
I think that I like all of them. They all feel like very important stories to me. But if I were to pick one that I would really like people to know about, it's probably that one, because by them owning it, they would be honoring the treaties, which get broken all the time, and that is something I would like to highlight this week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important for us in a lot of ways because we have been wondering about this recently. Because there is such a thing where if an executive is a complete bastard, you can try to claw back their pay. You can take back bonuses and pay earned in the past, but there's no way to do that really with ownership because we were talking about Bobby Kotick and Activision Blizzard, that he's actually going to make a ton of money for being a complete a-hole because
Yep.
Microsoft is buying them. So anyway, yeah, it does. It fits nicely into our world. This idea of like
Yeah.
ownership and blah 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 blah. Ari,
It'd also be really satisfying to see them buy it and then be like, never mind, we're not doing it.
going to destroy the
Thanks.
pipeline.
Yeah.
Very in the Disney movie, critical of Disney. Well, I
Mhm,
guess not a
mhm.
Disney movie. A documentary.
That'd be funny if Disney put it out. Well, they kind of put it out because, again, two of the executive producers are, we said their names, Susan Lord Disney and Tim Disney. Thought that was
Tim
funny.
Disney.
Tim Disney.
Tim Disney sounds like such a fake name. I cannot believe there's a real live human being
I
named
know.
Tim Disney.
So is that your vote, Ari? Disney movie?
Uh,
I
All
like
right.
that one
Is-
too.
I wonder if there's a way we can see this movie. I may look into that.
I can do that. Yeah.
Isn't there a Sundance channel? Am I crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
Okay.
what?
Do you think your mom would give me her password?
I'll see if she has it. I'm not sure she renewed her subscription, but I'll check.
I hope she's not listening because that never happened. All right.
She's in the car. Don't worry.
The question is, do we want to do a fake Matt vote, or do we want to just exclude him completely?
Oh, Matt's vote.
Because
See,
he
here's
would
all-
he would hate all my stories. They're all
I
so
would.
hopey,
That's part of the
hopey, changey.
problem.
Yeah.
So I think that he would be upset that we are not acknowledging the historical nature of the Supreme Court story. He would think that we're not giving it enough credence because we are sort of going for the underdog stories here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'd go Biden. I think he'd go Supreme Court.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He lost. The story of the week is that Indigenous groups in Canada are seeking 100% ownership of
Woohoo.
Canada's Trans Mountain Pipeline. So moving on. So this week, as holiest of the week, our chief pundit extraordinaire Matt Moscardi is of all. Oh, I mean, we kind of swallowed the headline here. You because you voted for. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. It's a tie. Ari,
Yeah, I
you
was about
voted
to
for the
say.
Disney. I'm sorry. So I have to break this tie.
Yes, you do.
Crap.
Or just
No,
continue to
I'll
try and
just.
choose something
I don't
else.
want to keep talking, so I'm gonna break the tie by saying Emma's right. I love that story too.
Yay.
Okay, so what we forgot the funny part of this, if there is a funny part of this, is that of all places, the crazy Matt Moscardi went to Disney this week.
I
know.
forgot.
I feel like
Which is funny because
Disney
you're in his
connection.
house.
I feel like Emma, we haven't talked about this all week because I felt like if I said it out loud, then the whole
Mhm.
company was gonna fall apart. Like it's
I
gonna
know.
like jinx our
Are
company
we
because
gonna
it
get
makes us.
canceled?
Yeah, because now aren't we huge hypocrites now?
Well, we're canceling ourselves live on air. This is us.
Yeah. Well,
canceling ourselves.
25% of us are hypocrites.
Should we?
And
Should we tell
and
our listeners that I went to Disney in December?
you did too. You
Yeah.
did too. Oh my god.
But
And
I wore my Free Float Media shirt. So
So
okay.
where
And
else
I don't
would
even
I
know. Did
advertise
Matt?
so many people at one time? So
And-
many waves of them.
And I don't want
Every
you to answer this
time-
question.
every
go ahead.
time Ari or Matt gets on a ride, they say to the roller coaster operator, "Unionize, start a union. don't let them tell you not to." That's how they fixed it.
I don't want you to answer this question, Ari, but I know you know the answer. But I'm wondering if you flew to Florida, and same with Matt. Did you actually get onto a flying petri dish? Don't answer it.
No,
Good.
we
All right.
drove in our electric vehicles.
Great.
Obviously.
Okay, so
No!
now I think
He
think
took
we're
a
not
cruise
canceled.
ship from New York
Wow.
to Miami.
Actually, I kind of would be. I would
Whoa.
do that. Actually, I wouldn't mind some sun. All right, assholiest of the week. So what we did is we all channeled the extraordinary Matt Moscardi. We all brought our own asshole of the week.
We did.
You speaking of cruise ships, Ari, why don't you start us off here?
Yes. So I picked as the asshole of the week. Crystal cruise ship diverts to Bahamas mid-cruise to avoid U.S. seizure of
What
the
does that mean?
boat. So apparently they racked up fuel bills in the millions. I think $4 million worth of fuel, unpaid, and they were supposed to go back to
Unpaid.
Florida, except they just went to the Bahamas instead with 300 passengers on board. But
sounds
I don't
nice.
actually feel badly for the passengers because whatever,
Bahamas.
they're on a cruise.
And they're in the
However,
Bahamas.
400 crew members are still stuck on the
Oh,
boat, and they are uncertain about their future because the company went under. Not
ooh,
the Crystal Cruise Ship Company, but their parent company
wow.
went under, and they have no idea what's going to happen to their jobs, how they're going to get home. Can you imagine?
No,
So these
who's
people
the?
are assholes.
So the company is the owners of Crystal
Yeah.
Cruise are assholes.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's tough.
Okay.
That's a good
Can I
one,
just
Ari.
can I just say,
Thank
Ari?
you.
I don't know if you know how to answer this question, but when I go to Cumbies in my beautiful 2011 Subaru Outback, I can't I can't get gas without I got to pay for my gas. Like I don't understand what you're talking about. Like they're
Maybe
actually
they
allowed to
maybe
get $4 million of gas at the pump and not pay?
Also, can you just picture $4 million worth of ship fuel
No. Oh
burning,
my god, no.
no,
burning
No,
no,
that's
into
no.
our
yeah, that's sad.
atmosphere?
Yeah,
Shush,
Yeah.
that's sad.
shush.
Yeah. All right, that's
So
Ari's
sure.
asshole of the week. Um, Emma's looks long, so I'll go next. Mine's a bit quicker. Mine is Spotify. That's easy.
Yeah.
And I'm specifically looking at co-founders Daniel Eck and Martin Lorenzton. Lorenz Lorentzen
Yeah.
combined. They control over 75% of the voting power. Of course, not because they own 75% of the company, because they're involved in the weird magic of uh, our shares are worth more than your shares bullshit. So
How's that
This
allowed?
dual share stuff.
really the people who kicked Neil Young, the great Neil Young, the genius composer and musician Neil Young off of Spotify to keep the bloated blowhard Joe Rogan are really these two men. That's what we're talking about. And Ari,
Wow.
you can correct me if I'm wrong after if you spend some time with Neil Young's music, you're going to see that choice is heartbreaking. I know it's all about money, but it's a heartbreaking choice for humanity that uh, you pick the bloated
Can you tell me
disinformation
the genre
guru.
of Neil Young's music?
I guess it's like singer, songwriter, classic rock, folk. I guess.
I was gonna say folk rock.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle of very political, but also it's nice. It's I don't know. I
It's
don't know. I don't know.
nice.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's beautiful.
All right. If you don't know what to say, then we can get cracking and on to my story.
Yeah.
So my assholes of the week are actually two shitty men. They
Uh-oh.
felt like they did both. These two men popped up in the news at the same time. I felt
Matt
I
Damien.
couldn't. I was struggling to choose one over the other, so I went for both. Sorry. I know I'm sort of breaking the rules. Whatever.
No.
All right. Shitty man number one for asshole of the week is James Ianasso. He bitched out four teenage Robex employees. I don't know if you've ever been to a Robex. It's like a smoothie juice place. Ari, there's one in West Hartford Center.
Unfortunately, I know this story. Unfortunately.
Food court.
Yeah. So he bitched them out and said and did some awful things over an accident involving an allergen in his child's smoothie. He ordered a smoothie for his kid without the peanut butter, and apparently they either put the peanut butter got into the smoothie somehow, and his kid had an allergic reaction, and he came back to the store and started yelling at all the employees. He threw a drink at someone. He called one of them a fucking immigrant loser. He tried to open a locked door to access the area where the employees were behind the counter. And the reason that I thought that this story was even applicable to our content is that James was a financial advisor for Merrill Lynch. Keyword being was. He did get fired. Thank you, Merrill Lynch. Good job. And he was ranked by Forbes as one of Connecticut's top 25 high net worth wealth advisors last year.
He's from
Whatever that means.
Connecticut.
Yeah, he's from Connecticut. It happened in
Stanford,
Connecticut.
right? The
I think
office in
so, yeah.
Stanford.
So
If you've
Fairfield
been,
County, let's be clear. But
no offense to Stanford, because I think most of our listeners are from Stanford, but Stanford is always whenever I tell a Connecticut joke, it's always based in Stanford, because I find Stanford to be a bit of a depressing.
you should start to
pit.
diversify and include like Greenwich in there sometimes.
Greenwich is an easy hit. I just find something especially. There are parts of Greenwich that are quite beautiful. I find Stanford to be soulless. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fine.
Is
Okay,
it
thank
the
you.
modern buildings?
I just find it. It just depresses me. I don't know. That's all I can say.
All right. shitty man number 2 for asshole of the
Wait,
week
wait,
is
two. You got two different
yeah.
men.
I told you there's 2
Were you
shitty
not
men.
listening to
I,
her?
I, I, I was,
No.
but I just can't catch up to this malfeasance. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so shitty man number 2 is, and this is for you, Damien. This is a French
Yes.
man. This is Emmanuel
Oh no.
Masmejon. I'm so sorry for what I'm about to tell you about this French man, but he is a French orthopedic surgeon who operated on a survivor of the 2015 Bataclan concert hall attack. 130 people died. It was very tragic. And he was a surgeon for one of the survivors. And he attempted to sell an NFT of the x ray of a woman's forearm with a bullet lodged in it for $3,000. And
That's it?
yeah.
I mean, if you, I was gonna say, if you're gonna do something so deplorable,
hmm
it better be for like $3 million.
No, he was only trying to sell it for, I think, like €2,500, which is almost 3,000. Yeah.
A surgeon.
A surgeon. This is the surgeon
so
of the
weird.
woman who was a
That's so
survivor of
weird.
this mass gun attack. But the woman is now suing him, obviously. And
Is
when
that
he called her
legal?
to no, it's not legal. He
Okay.
broke I was gonna say the pact of secrecy, but doctors do not sign a pact of secrecy. It's patient confidentiality. He's certainly breaking patient confidentiality. And not only that, but in the description of his NFT, he revealed personal information about her to like increase the value of the NFT to be like,
my
oh, this
God,
woman was a survivor of this attack, and
Jesus.
here's the X-ray of the bullet lodged in her
Yikes.
arm.
What?
Yeah. And when he called her, they had a conversation. He and this woman had a conversation where he did not apologize and only tried to justify his behavior. The NFT has been taken down because he's getting sued, but yeah, it's not great. So those are my 2 shitty
All
men
right.
for assholiest of the week.
Thanks for depressing me. And Matt
Sorry.
Mascardi, I will say that Matt did contribute a name. He said that he's the asshole of the week, Matt Mascardi.
Yeah, he's right.
So you can
Dare he take time off? To
vote for him.
Florida.
You can vote for him as well. I'm going to start the voting.
Okay.
That last story hit me hard. And
Yeah,
I want
that
to
one is
prove
tough.
that I'm not just a fanboy of everything the French do.
This
So
is
I'm going to
good.
vote for that one. I mean, there've been a lot of horrible attacks
Yes.
in the last 20 years. This one hit me pretty hard. And so just hearing what you're saying, I can't really wrap my head around it. And again,
An
like I don't,
NFT.
maybe I'm the twisted one here, but well, I'm clearly not compared to
I was
him.
about to say, compared to Emmanuel, don't think so.
But there, for some reason, I do feel like it's slightly. I would still find it to be reprehensible and deplorable. And I'd still vote for him. But I still like if he was selling it for $3 million, I might at least understand the greed of it. But this
That's
he's
your
already,
cutoff.
right. But he's like an orthopedic surgeon, and he's probably living a pretty nice life.
Yep.
I can't. I can't I can't understand humanity sometimes. That's my vote.
Just
That's
a
my
little
vote.
sicko, yeah. All
Ari?
right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does Mary Lynch fire somebody for this? I'm not saying I don't agree. I'm just saying, like,
It's a code of conduct. I think that they cited their code of conduct when they fired
but
him.
it's not like he's out there wearing like his Merrill Lynch polo, right?
I think when I worked you also worked for a corporation, Ari. I think that when and I'm sure it's similar.
Glad
When
he
I
got
worked for a
fired for some of
corporation,
the things I did.
I think
Just
there were
kidding.
certain things. Well, first of all, what he did was criminal. He was arrested, right? So
Yes.
Okay.
I think
I see the whole law thing.
yeah. I think that actually corporations are kind of allowed to part ways with you when you act like a total monster.
Yeah.
Aren't
Yeah.
they?
I would have
Are they
gotten fired
not?
in a
If any
Yeah.
HR people are listening, or
I know they are.
lawyers perhaps,
No,
if
no
you'd like
lawyers.
to tap in on this one, that would be welcome. But I would also imagine that there's a code of conduct, but I also imagine that like there's a certain don't do any damage to our company from a PR
Yes.
perspective,
Exactly.
So I'm sure
Yeah.
that you can be fired for that too.
It's called the "Don't be an asshole" clause.
People have trouble
Don't be a
with that one.
racist. Don't be a racist asshole to
Yes.
teenagers of all people.
I
Do
know.
we
it's
have that
teenager.
clause here? Actually, don't answer that. It's probably in our NDA.
Yeah,
I don't want you to get in trouble.
we do have that clause. And can I just say, Ari, if you're curious, don't watch the video of it. I watched it last week. It's
Don't.
depressing. It's
It is
depressing.
depressing.
Oh, that's sad.
It's not even
Okay, I
fun.
won't.
It's not even fun in that way, like when you watch a Karen video where you're kind of like,
No.
it's fun to hate her. This is just sad.
No, it is.
All right.
But-
So my pick for this week
Yes.
is that dude, that shitty man.
This shitty
Yeah.
dude, yeah. I
James.
mean, it's hard not to vote for him. This leaves it up to you, I'm going to break the tie. Who's the true asshole of the week?
So both of you didn't really understand the assignment because my assholiest of the week was both
I said
of those
two shitty men.
So
Oh, okay.
it's-
And you know what? And I
it's
forgot
two
to.
shitty men.
And Emma, you don't even control this category. I keep forgetting just because you
No, I
dominated
don't.
it by talking the most. So so you get to vote too, Emma. You get to vote
Yeah,
too.
I do. And
Yeah,
I'm
go
voting
ahead.
for two shitty men, so we all
Okay.
win.
Okay. So we all won. So
Yeah.
Emma's two shitty men. We'll
Sweet.
leave it to Emma to smell out the assholes.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why this isn't my category. I'm really
Kind of your
good at it.
jam. Kind of your jam. No offense.
All right.
So
What's next?
moving
What
on.
do we got? Here.
Do we? Oh, Emma, let me ask you this. You're our supreme producer here. Do we have a fancy expert joining us this week?
Nope. Unfortunately, we do not have a fancy expert this
But-
week. However,
Yes.
I can tease that next
Yes.
week we will have a fancy expert playing the good game.
Yes, we
Very
do have fancy-
exciting.
We do have a fancy expert next week, but I don't. I don't know if we should announce it yet because is that scheduling? Maybe we should. She'll probably be here, old friend of the show. But until it's official, I'm not going to announce it. And I think we also have another fancy expert that we're going to interview next week, a journalist from Business Insider. So we got some fancy experts
We have some experts coming up.
Ooh.
It's
coming down the
exciting.
pipe. Okay. So nothing this week is really
No fancy expert. Moving
the
on.
unexciting news. Moving on. The
To
goodliest
me.
story of the week, Ari the Data Queen, our favorite. Ari, I gotta tell you. Wait, hold on. Let me think about it.
Uh-oh.
You're my favorite Ari in the world.
That you know.
No, yeah,
Who
you're in the
is-
world. In the world. In the
Your
universe.
favorite Ari, who's 30 years old and has brown hair. Got it.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna admit out loud that I don't think I know any other Ari, but that doesn't
Do
matter.
you know any male Aris? Because I guess that's popular. People
There
think
was a
I'm a
guy.
man,
There was a
which
guy
I
in a
used to my
terrible.
advantage.
There was a horrible guy in a terrible HBO show named Ari. Wasn't there like a horrible agent? I don't know why that sticks in my head when I hear the name Ari.
Yeah.
On
I think there's a
Entourage?
lawyer on Billions named Ari.
Okay, so maybe it's
There's
horrible
Ari
lawyers.
Gold.
Ari Gold on
from-
Entourage?
Yep. I never watched
Right.
it, but I always
Terrible
got that
show.
at the bar. Oh, Ari, like Ari Gold.
That's what I
So
thought
when
of.
I got my Twitter, when I opened Twitter,
Jeremy
my first
Piven.
handle was Ari not Gold.
Is that right? Isn't that
Oh,
sad
so
that
silly.
that character is the most famous Ari, but really you're the most famous Ari now. so-
Just wait. Just you wait.
All right.
All right. So I had a difficult time this week. I don't know why.
Because
but
you didn't
here
ask
we
for any
go.
help. Usually you ask for help.
No, usually you just give me help.
Well, okay, but I was helping my mom today
I
because we
have
have a
trouble
blizzard
asking.
coming.
I don't know.
Okay?
So
Actually, she was helping me.
I think this might be a controversial one, but I think it's good.
Go ahead.
Anyway, and I picked it even though it was last week because I really wanted to be here last week. So anyway, here we go. Coinbase. I know I already lost you.
Coinbase.
Offers employees
Yeah.
4 weeks off to take time for a deliberate recharge.
Ooh, oh. Wait. Paid time off?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Wow.
Chief People Officer. Do we have one of those? So the Chief People Officer, the CPO.
Ari, I think you're our chief people
Yeah.
officer.
Oh, nice.
Not true.
I'm gonna
Not
update my
true.
LinkedIn.
Not true.
But this person said that the company recognizes its intense work environment and will
amazing.
shut down 1 week every quarter, and this is on top of their vacation days, and it'll be paid. Arguably, it's better than vacation days, than more vacation days because you have nothing to catch up on when you come back.
Yeah.
The whole company's down.
Oh, I like that.
However, I think I'm gonna get some pushback because
Yeah.
they're basically saying, "Oh, we're overworking you." Oops. But
Well,
here you go.
That's,
But
that's
they're
your-
admitting it.
Yeah, that's what you're. That's
It's
what you're
better
saying.
than most. I'll take that.
I have to say, Ari, I'm slightly disappointed because I thought you meant it was 4 weeks off at once. Like,
So did I.
What- when I was at, and I know you're all going to laugh at me, and Matt would especially laugh at me, but when I was at
When you were in
MSCI,
France. Oh.
when I was at MSCI, actually, this is part of the reason why I ended up in France. When I was at MSCI, I tried to argue for the case that workers should be allowed sabbaticals because sometimes you just get burnt out.
Yeah.
There were a lot of various things I was going through in my life. I lost a great friend, and and but they just like most corporations, i- sabbatical is not a word that kind of enters their vocabulary. Like you
Wait,
can,
Mm-mm.
in academia you can do it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
but
But
it wasn't something
were you
offered.
proposing like a paid sabbatical or just like unpaid to hold my job sabbatical?
I would have don't tell them this now, but I would have accepted unpaid at this point. Honestly, I mean,
Wow.
I don't know. I think I was just throwing it out there. I mean,
Mhm.
because I just thought that just make I wasn't necessarily ready to leave the company. I mean, no offense to
Yeah.
them now, because I'm sure they're still kicking themselves for losing such a talent. But it was the greatest thing that ever happened. Leaving was the best thing that could have happened because it just was.
You're
But
starting to
anyway,
sound like a love song.
yeah. But anyway, I think this idea of sabbaticals in corporate life is something that should be taken seriously. But this is close to it. I mean, I know it's like only a week a quarter, but
This
still,
is
it's pretty great. It's
better.
pretty great.
I'll
It's
take
a
Yeah.
it.
whole shutdown.
No, it's
Well,
great. I love it.
I feel so anxious when I'm taking vacation days or time off or whatever because I'm like, who's going to do the stuff that
What?
I usually do?
Is that
Yeah.
true? But I yell at you
Yeah.
like to go away and to feel. Don't worry.
I
Like you don't
know.
believe me.
It's very difficult. I have to, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Well,
You
Feels
and
have
like you're
people,
falling behind.
well,
It's like
and what I
missing
like about
school.
this, going back to the story, what I like about this story in particular is that a lot of companies have been resorting to the unlimited paid time off thing,
Yeah.
which I think people have done studies on it and it works in the capacity of people taking less time off because they don't know, they feel
Yeah.
nervous about seeming like they're abusing the policy, so they actually take less time off. So it's actually a strategy for people to work more. So I like that they're saying, everyone go home. We're not doing this. We overwork you, but here's some sabbatical time. So,
Yeah,
all right. I like it so far.
Twitter's
Keep going.
giving one day off to everybody every month. Like everybody shuts down. I forget what they call it. Some catchy name. Anyway, these are all ideas for us.
I
So
love it.
keep that in mind.
Matt
All
will
right.
never let it happen. Never.
Never.
But
I'm still trying to get like a holiday schedule for us. So everybody pick your holidays.
the
Okay.
holiday should be that we work 4 days a week. That's the holiday.
Yes.
Ooh, I
All right,
did
go
see a
ahead.
headline of that.
And yes, you're allowed to make fun of me for my laziness. Go ahead.
Nah.
Oh, nice hat. So French. Um,
French Canadian.
number 2. This is my favorite topic, and it doesn't get old. Okay,
Okay.
Kroger's. King
Kroger's.
Super.
Well, Yeah, can I just say, like, I'm
What?
gonna interrupt you very quickly here. I'm applauding Ari because I actually took out the King Supers part of the story when we reported on this, Emma, and I
Mhm.
kicked myself for it because I would love to say the word King Supers.
That's
Mhm.
So I'm
funny because
glad you
I
left it
left it in because when I read Kroger, I'm like, I don't know who that is. But when I
Yeah,
saw King
right.
Super, I lived in Colorado for a summer, and
Oh,
I was
you've
like,
heard of
I know
this?
King Supers.
I took it out because
Oh.
the story made it seem weird. I didn't know it was like pooper scooper. I don't know what the hell was going on. King
No, it's just like
Supers,
you
I
know,
have
price
never heard
chopper.
this phrase ever.
right? It's
King Supers. Now you know. So
All
Okay.
right.
workers in Colorado, they have ended their strike, and they have agreed on a new contract with some workers getting over $5 an hour in raise.
Yeah.
They've been on strike since the 12th, and this wage increase was described by the United Food and Commercial Workers Union as the most significant wage increase ever secured by a UFCW local grocery store workers strike. So,
Woohoo.
this is pretty cool. And they're
9
going to get
days.
better
All it took
health
was 9
care
days. All it took was 9 days.
and better healthcare and pension protections, just normal things that everybody should have.
Yep.
Even Elizabeth Warren was tweeting at them.
Even
she always
Elizabeth Warren.
She
Oh,
What is
always
that supposed
tweets.
to mean?
Your
Never mind.
What's that
wife.
supposed to mean?
I love
Matt
her.
knows that you'll divorce him for Elizabeth Warren, right?
Oh my gosh, Elizabeth
Wait,
Warren, please call me.
Ari's married to Matt?
Yeah. Didn't you know?
Our Matt Mascardi?
Technically, a Matt.
Oh,
A
not
Matt.
Mascardi.
I'm not going to tell you which Matt
You.
she's married to, but she is married to one.
Okay. And can I just say that Matt just chimed in for some bizarre reason, he's listening to us, and he said that sabbaticals are a 10. And can I just say, for the record, that we're not playing
Sabbaticals
the
are
good.
what?
We're not. He said sabbaticals are a 10. And can I just say to Matt Mascardi, we're not playing the effing good game. So you're
I know. He's all
completely
mixed up.
yeah,
They
you're out of
are
your
a
mind.
10.
This is not
Cut
the
him some
good game.
slack. He's in Florida. He's at Disney.
Out
He's
of it. Whatever.
confused.
What a moron.
Whatever.
All right.
No.
You
Number
got anything
3.
else, Ari? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got one more.
Woo-hoo.
And again, I'm scared of this one. Here we go. Google hires first head of tech and society.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we feel good?
We reported on this. We reported on this week.
Yeah, we like this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously. And we liked
Yeah.
it, right?
Although we did mention, Emma, though, that if Matt were here, he would pee. I was going to say piss, but pee sounds more appropriate. He would pee all over the story
Yeah.
because
Why? Tell us.
because I'm seeing this as like a positive, and he seems to have the right background for this. He's actually like a black man
Did you look
in
at,
leadership
did you
in
already
tech.
tell everybody?
But I could just
Yeah.
tell that Matt would be like,
He's great.
this is just another like horrible, Google greenwashy trick. I don't know how he'd.
Is it because of his 30 years in McKinsey?
You tell? I guess so. If that's what you're saying, Ari. I mean,
No,
you
but
work with
listen.
Matt more than we do.
He will be reporting to the CEO, right? So if he does his job well, he knows what to say to the CEO. And that's already better than what's happening right now, which is no one looking into this and
Yeah.
analyzing, whatever it needs to be, or really caring, or like
Yes.
no one's job is to send that message to
Yeah.
the CEO.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I
I
will
don't
say
have
this.
to convince you, I guess.
Matt would call this reversing stupidity, though, because
Yes.
th-
I
that
mean,
this
this
is
should
their
have been done 20
first
years
one.
ago,
The
right?
first one.
I know.
Crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
there are tech and society jobs, but they're more like geared towards philanthropy of the company, right? Like
Yeah,
social.
which is
I'll
not
take
wrong.
this over the stupid Facebook Supreme Court nonsense. Like, this actually sounds like someone who is given some power to do something rather than being handed cases about tech and society and being like, oh, no, you're fine. That was fine. You're good.
Yep.
So I like it better than that.
I like it. Okay,
Um,
cool. I was a little scared.
More reporting from Matt Mascardi. He says he's on a plane. I didn't know. Like, I haven't flown in a while. You can listen. Is Wi-Fi a thing now on a plane? Is this like a normal thing?
I miss
Welcome.
the days when you can just unplug from the world in the plane and then cry watching
right?
your movie. Like plane
it-
crying is a thing, right? I was a big plane crier.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Is-
Crying
all
on
the
planes
films
is.
came out.
I have absolutely cried on a plane.
Wait,
no
you
doubt
mean like
about
sad
it. I've
movies, you
cried on a
mean?
plane.
Like
Not
sad
even
movies?
sad. I was
No.
watching. I
Tell
remember
me.
sitting next to this kid. I was
Yeah.
20. I don't know, 24. I was flying by
and
myself, and I
Dumber?
sat next
Hey.
to some kid. Oh, sorry. Hey, going to New Hampshire, and
I would.
I
cry
was
if I had to
watching
go
a
to
funny
Hampshire.
movie, and I just cried for 5 hours. And I remember
Wait,
the kid,
what?
he would be like,
I haven't cried for a 5
What's the
hour
movie?
flight. That is not
What's with the
something
movie?
I've done.
well,
Dumb
one
and
of them was a book
Dumberer.
thief, so that is definitely a crying
Oh.
one.
Okay.
But the other one was a comedy.
Matt must be having a horrible time on the plane because I think he wants to vote in this category. Should we give him a vote?
Yeah, he can have one.
I'll give him a vote. He's voting for the first story, the Coinbase story.
I'm going Kroger.
Wait, does he
Kroger.
think it's 4 weeks in a row?
I don't care what he thinks. Who cares what he thinks? And why are you asking questions like I would know? Do I look like I'm sitting on a plane next to him?
I wish you were.
Emma, you're going Kroger.
I'm going Kroger. I'm labor
actually-
movement to the stars.
It doesn't get old, right, Emma? Like,
It doesn't get old. It really doesn't.
so exciting every time.
I'm kind of pissed that Matt already voted for the sabbatical one, but I kind of played my card. I mean,
Yeah, you did.
again, I complained. I mean, more
You
than
made it
once, by the
personal,
way.
Damien.
And you gotta know. I don't know if you know this about me, but like I don't give up easily. Like when I'm complaining,
No.
like I'm the guy at a big corporation who just goes to HR constantly, and when they're like no, I'm like, wait, why? Why not? So
You
Not
are
that I ever got-
HR's worst nightmare. It
yeah,
is a
not that
great
I ever
thing that we
got
don't-
promoted or anything good ever happened to me there, but I'm not. Maybe it's a coincidence. But anyway,
Should've
I agree
started
with
a-
Matt.
You should have started a union.
Yeah, maybe they'll rehire me back so I can start a union. I I agree with Matt. I think that sabbaticals for corporations is a no-brainer, especially in this hiring climate. I mean, it seems like another perk that should be added, but I'm voting for the Coinbase
Do you
one
think
too.
this is all gonna go away in a year or 2 years when
What? This show?
like hiring
This company? The hiring?
focus?
No, I actually firmly believe that this is why like there's that part of me that is excited about, even though Larry Fink's letter about the purpose of corporations is clearly, you know, self-serving and not really necessarily doing a thing. I I think that this language is normal now is an exciting kind of transition, and I actually think that a lot of workers are starting to realize that they can push back and they can actually demand some things and be treated like a human. I don't think that's going to go away, especially with younger people. I think this is going to last. It's
I
my
agree.
opinion.
I agree, actually. And I'm considering the optimism of that statement and the fact that I agree, I feel like that's saying something.
That is
This
saying
is so
something.
great. We shall wear Optimus shirts.
Oh, Matt's throwing up. Matt's throwing up in his mouth again. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, you
The
know the name
winner.
of the plane
Yeah.
the name of the plane that he's on right now? It's May the Force be with Blue because he's flying on JetBlue.
But what does that mean? What are you talking about? The
They
name
have
of the
names
plane?
for their planes.
Yes, of course. They
How do
name
you
every
know this?
plane.
Why are you such a stalker? Like, what is wrong with you?
She is a former engineer, you know?
Okay.
Well, I
Okay, that's
said
true.
give me the flight info so I can look up your tail number so I can tell you if your plane's gonna fall out of the sky or not.
Oh
Wow,
my
that is what
God.
Ari does for fun. That should
Yeah,
be
that's
noted.
I mean,
that's like
he's on
how.
a really old
Yeah.
plane. It's 20. Oh yeah, if the plane was a person, they could legally buy a drink here.
Oh wow.
Old.
But that's how engineers stalk you. They pretend like they're interested in the machinery, but they're really trying to
They're
get some
really
other
trying to see
information.
when you touch
Yeah.
down
I'm
and then they
like,
can
how
stalk
long do I
you.
have till I can eat all the food?
Well, all I can say is I'm not going to crap on JetBlue because the seats are actually comfortable for big ugly people like me, and they let you watch TV and movies. I like that stuff.
Great.
All
The
right.
winner is the Guildiest Story of the Week. Coinbase offering employees 4
Coinbase!
weeks off. There we go.
Sweet.
All right.
Off to Emma Lurkingland. Irritatingness of the week.
Yay. My turn. Okay. Number 1 for irritatingest of the week. I have 4.
Okay.
Oh,
First.
That,
wow.
Does that count as an irritating of the week that you have 4? Do we get to include that one?
No.
No. Sorry, my
Okay.
section. I make the rules. Empty private jet flights hastened Credit Suisse chairman Antonio Horta Osorio downfall.
You
So,
explain.
I don't know.
Empty
So-
private jet flights. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, empty private. This is going to piss Ari off. I'm ready for it to piss Ari off.
Why not me? Why can't I be pissed off?
You're going to be pissed off too, but this, I think, just for whatever
Okay,
reason,
'cause
it
look at
said, I
Ari's
read
big
this headline.
smile.
It was like, this
Yeah.
says Ari. This is Ari.
All right. Go ahead.
Also, we know that everything I do is for Ari. So,
Oh.
all right. So here's the deal with this story. So, Antonio Horta Osorio has been the chair
Say
of
it
Credit
again.
Suisse.
Say it again. wanna hear you say that
Antonio
again.
Horta Osorio.
Okay, I'm
Is that good?
embarrassed for
Ari,
a third
tell
time.
me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he's
Wow.
Portuguese, actually. So
Can I
God,
buzz
my
you
kid-
for that pronunciation? Can I?
if only you knew how to use the buzzer. Alas.
Yeah, I know.
So-
All right, go ahead.
He has been the chair of Credit Suisse since April 2021 and resigned this
Was.
January.
Yeah.
So he didn't even make it a year. And the reason that he really got booted, he resigned, but he got booted, is because he pissed off the executives that he worked with and he was doing all sorts of stuff that they didn't want him to do. And so they were it sounds like they were trying to find an excuse to get him out. But the public facing
Power
reason
struggle.
that they used
Power struggle.
was his use of company jets. That was what they said. They did
And
this
another
whole
one.
investigation.
There's another one too.
What?
It's not just the use of private jets, but he broke
COVID?
His
COVID
COVID.
rules.
I'm
Yeah.
getting there. Let me.
Okay, well, you said the
Let me
reason.
weave a
Your
web,
grammar
Damien.
sucks. You said the reason. What kind of grammar is this?
Oh, leave me alone. All right. So he had a habit of using the company jets to drop him off in London or Lisbon on a Thursday and then sending the plane
sounds
back
nice.
to Zurich and then
What?
requesting it again and the empty jet flying back to get him from wherever he was and dropping
What?
him back off in Zurich on a Monday.
Is
So
this
that
Begs
normal?
the question, why didn't he just keep it there?
I don't
It's
know.
a
What's
great
going on?
question that no one seems to know the answer to because it was a company jet. Like he wasn't just chartering a plane. Like this is the company jet that belongs in Zurich hypothetically when it's not flying. but he
My
was using
question
it to visit
is
his
it
family in London and Lisbon.
maybe
Yeah.
you would know this, Ari, because you're an engineer. But is this normal practice? Is this what executives are usually up to, or is this like
Well, I
is
don't
this
know
extra
anything about
special?
executives, but you do know that because of the pandemic, planes have been flying pretty empty. Planes have been flying around just to
Good.
keep their slots at gates,
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's a big problem, especially in Europe.
Yeah. So there's that, but an example of his jet misusage is when he flew from a business trip in Singapore to join his wife on vacation in the Maldives and then sending
yeah.
the jet back to Zurich.
Is it
So
Maldives? I didn't know that.
the Maldives, at least that's what I think. Um, he also used company planes to take his family members to watch the Wimbledon men's final, and stupid
Well, that I
Djokovic
get.
won.
I get that one. Yeah.
And then he also went to the European Soccer Championship. But you get that until you understand that the cherry on top of this is that he flew to the UK without completing the required 10-day quarantine that they had implemented at the
Yeah.
time. He also has broken COVID regulations regularly and frequently didn't wear a mask at work despite Swiss COVID rules.
So
So
he was a jerk.
he
Wow.
a jerk, and yeah, it was just really
I
something.
mean,
All right, moving on.
the end gets me, but like flying around the corporate jet, like what else am I gonna do as a chairman? Of course. Oh my gosh, take my family everywhere. Are you
I
kidding me?
guess. See, I've
But
never.
but you can't use it for personal things.
But
See. I
like,
never
what's the
really.
point of being a chairman if you can't do that?
See, this is how messed up I am.
Like do illegal stuff.
I've never really been pampered in my life. I'm still waiting for that moment. Here's how messed up I am. If I was the chairman of something, the chair of something, and like
Yeah.
a big haughty individual, that's Haughty, I would actually
All
want
right,
to do
librarian.
I would want to fly first class on commercial so that I could show off in front of all the cheap sheets, the poor people. I'd be
But the
like,
nice
look
thing
at
about a
me.
private jet is that you
Yeah.
don't have to go through security. You just literally drive up to the hangar
Think
5 minutes
about
before
COVID.
your flight. They take your bags, and
Right.
like that's
I mean,
I'm
you
a,
take your selfie and you put it on Twitter, being like, "Just
yeah.
see my private jet."
Well,
Yep.
proving I've never been rich because I don't even understand that level of rich. I just wanted to show off to poor people. That's all I want.
That's why you have to get on social media. That's
Right.
how
Right.
you show off. All right. Second story.
Number 2.
We are once again going to be talking about Neil Young, but
Aw.
from the flipped angle of the unfortunate outcome.
Yep.
So Neil Young threatened to delete his Spotify catalog, and Spotify chose Rogan. Spotify chose Rogan in no time flat, hands down. It was Rogan all the way because he has $100 million contract. He's like the centerpiece of their podcasting business.
Many more
He-
listeners. Many more listeners.
Many more listeners. He gets 11 million listeners an episode, while Neil Young has 6 million a month. So you can do the math on that.
Loser. That's what you're saying. You're saying Neil Young is a loser.
No,
In that
This is-
scenario, yes,
well,
you
in
are.
that he loses on listens for sure.
Joe Rogan, yes, loser.
But
Honestly,
This
I
is
think this is the greatest backfire of 2022. I'm gonna be sitting in this chair December 30th, being like, "Yes," when that happened.
all right, so this is irritating for some obvious reasons. But let me just do a quick little compare
Do it.
contrast of Neil Young and
do
Joe
it. You don't
Rogan
even have to
for
tell
those
us you're
who are
doing it. Just do it.
unfamiliar. All right, Neil, a vocal opponent of the Keystone Pipeline, and played 4 shows dedicated to the Honor the Treaties movement, in which raised money for an indigenous legal defense fund. Joe
Say no more. Say no more.
convinced people that horse dewormer is a valid treatment for COVID. Neil,
Okay, but that, okay.
Neil wrote an open letter to Donald Trump called "You Are a Disgrace to My Country."
Maybe
Joe
true.
made fun of President Biden's stutter and said that it was not a normal way to communicate unless you're high. That is a direct quote.
What?
Wow.
Yep.
So
Neil,
deep, Joe. So deep.
Neil wrote a song called "Let's Impeach the President" in protest of the Bush administration in the Iraq War. Joe had a psychotic misogynist named Jordan Peterson on his show, on which he proceeded to call it very strange to call someone black unless that person is, and I quote, 100% African from the darkest place.
Whatever
So
that means.
Spotify, that's who you chose. That
Uh,
irritates me.
I will say too, to Joe's credit, that's just like the latest story from. He's got thousands of episodes. You're just picking one that happened like this week, right?
Yeah, I did. I just
Yeah,
picked the
yeah.
one that happened this week. That's the one I
Yeah.
chose. All right, moving on. Here's number 3. McDonald's asks SEC to omit racial audit from annual proxy. This one is
Yeah.
quicker.
Not
So
unusual,
McDonald's-
but still irritating. I hear you.
Still irritating. McDonald's is asking the SEC to strike a shareholder proposal asking for a racial audit from their proxy statement because it would
Yeah.
harm their legal defense against black franchisees suing them for unfair treatment and racism.
I can't believe they're even admitting that out loud. Are you
I
supposed to
know
say that out
that is
loud?
the reason they cited. Yeah, so
I feel like someone was fired for that. Yeah.
McDonald's is currently dealing with lawsuits from 238 current and former black franchisees.
Not shocking.
One of which is actually for $10 billion, and they tried to get it thrown out, and a judge just ruled that it'll go through. It'll go to trial.
Well,
Nice.
I'm shocked. Yeah, and you know what? Even if this does go to vote, shareholders are still going to say no. Yeah, I've noticed. I don't know if we talked about this, Emma, but shareholders now routinely feel comfortable voting for E things, environmental things, but S things like racial audits, they're just like hell no. I don't really get it. But hey, welcome to life. I don't know.
So that's really quite something. And
Okay.
finally,
Number 4.
this one I think is going to come as a little. This is my dark horse, but I like this one actually.
Dark horse. What does that mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Carrie.
That doesn't sound right. Dark horse. I don't know if that doesn't sound good. I'm gonna buzz you for that, just in case.
You can't. You can't.
Like
all right.
darkest
I
part
would
of
say it's
Africa
just in
horse. What are you talking about?
The headline
dare you.
is Intel, who we don't talk about very frequently. Intel has a $1.2 billion antitrust fine overturned by the EU court.
I'm already bored.
So
What?
I think that you're not going to be bored. I think I figured out how to make this feel very irritating. So here are just a list of the
Oh, it's
irritating
irritating,
things
but
that I
not in the way
learned.
you're intending. Go ahead.
The case is about a verdict from 2009. This is overturning a verdict from 2009, which was already upheld after another appeal in 2014. It was verdict in 2009,
Yeah.
upheld verdict in 2014, and then got re-examined in 2017 and is now being overturned in 2022.
That is irritating. Yeah.
Who are they paying?
I don't know what's happening, Ari.
And it was originally an antitrust fine to punish Intel for anti-competitive practice that they used from 2002 to 2007. So this spans a lot of years and has taken up, I'm sure, a lot of time and resources, which is irritating to me. The justification for the overturned verdict was that the European Commission didn't do a good enough job on the economic analysis. They had 13 years and apparently could not analyze the data well enough. So the judge said that they couldn't prove that it was contributing to any anti-competitive results. Yeah.
This is bananas.
I'm telling
Okay.
you. Yeah.
All right. Come on.
All right. That's it.
It's
That's
fun.
all I got. It's voting
fun.
time.
Are you kidding? Oh, it's just.
No, I'm not kidding, actually.
I feel like that was a
Private
pretty good
jets.
sized fine too, because doesn't the EU just give like little fines all the time?
Usually, yeah.
Let's ask Matt. Matt, is that true?
The fact that it's in the billions is...
Matt, hello? I don't know what's wrong with his mic. All right, you ready to vote, Ari? Do you have a vote? Or you want me to go first?
You go first. Oh, I go first. I just read it again.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't go against not McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Me and Ari.
Whoa.
We're with each other.
This is
Aligned.
shameless.
Aligned. It is shameless.
It is shameless.
I'll have to look into some of the reasons why companies ask the SEC to not include these proposals, but this seems like a reason you wouldn't want to say out loud. I don't know, but
You're
that-
like, yeah,
so-
the compromise.
yeah. Let's okay. DR. Okay, so it's over. It's a win for McDonald's.
Yeah,
or a
wow, that was
loss.
quick. I thought there was
Depending
going to
on
be
how
more
you look at it.
arguing over that, but you guys
No, that's especially
said
irritating.
McDonald's.
McDonald's was icky.
All right,
Unlike their fries.
that's our wrap up of the week. We had a story of the week is Indigenous group seeks ownership of the pipeline. Asshole, or some horrible men that Emma pointed out.
Two
Goodliest
shitty men.
Coinbase sabbatical. What? Yeah, what? Two horrible men. Yeah, and the irritatingness of the
shitty
week.
men.
McDonald's. That gets us to who won the week.
I think I'm this is probably the obvious answer, but I do think that it's our favorite old white man, Neil Young, right? Has to be.
He's our
What?
favorite old white man.
Right now, yeah.
I feel like he was the biggest loser of the week. This is
No, what?
embarrassing.
Why
I
do you
mean, he's
say
gonna
that?
get a few more hits on
He,
like YouTube
he
streaming, but
asked.
then he's done.
No, he said. I guess you're right. I never really thought of it that way. He did kind of
So
lose, but
I
In the long
can tell
run,
you what is a win though, and something that I read today that I think sheds a little light on it is that he said it, but Spotify was not under basically no obligation to do anything about it. They didn't have to honor his request to take it down. But he was backed by his longtime record label, Warner, which was a big
mhm.
deal. And Warner
Oh.
supported him in this effort. And they said, yeah, this is our request as
Probably
well.
because
It's not just coming from him.
there's some kind of industry rivalry with Spotify, right? Warner probably doesn't like streaming services like Spotify.
Well, yeah,
I'm
because
guessing.
they don't get the royalties that I'm
Right.
sure they're
Yes,
hoping
I'm not
for.
going to buy that. I'm not
or
going to.
maybe Warner was scared that Neil Young was just gonna go off and do like Taylor's version, Neil Young.
Let me ask you this, Ari. Does
That's
Warner
amazing,
get
Ari.
scared? Do you think Warner gets scared a lot?
I don't know who Warner is.
I don't either. All right, that's Neil Young for Emma. Ari, do you want to say who won the week? You want
Yes.
me to go?
I don't
You got one.
know how you wouldn't agree with me that
Yeah.
Intel won
Who?
1.2 billion
Intel.
overturned.
That's your who won the week? Intel? Are you
I
killing
don't
me?
disagree with
Are you
her.
trying to? You messing with me? That's your
What do you
pick?
mean? I
Some
mean,
they-
did they not win?
European
Over the
court
course of
literally won.
overturning. A terrible vote, Ari.
They waited out 13 years and they did
All right.
not have to pay a billion
probably
plus dollar
spent-
fine.
half that money doing this crap for that long.
Probably true. I had two choices. I was either going to go with all black women, American black women, for getting for the Supreme Court justice, black woman. But then I was thinking Neil Young too.
We should probably not jinx it.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oof.
No, it's
Oh.
actually that's
The
a good
Supreme
point.
Court
No,
nominee.
I think I'm going to jinx it. Okay, fine. I'll go for Neil too. Because actually, I'll reserve my vote for when she does get confirmed. Then I'm going to put
Yeah.
her for who won the week. So Matt voted for himself. But we have a winner. It's Neil Young. Neil Young won the week.
All right.
Predictions.
We'll take it.
I don't agree.
Predictions.
All right.
don't
I have
know.
a prediction.
What is
I
it?
have one.
Go ahead.
I think that Matt is going to become an ESG consultant for Disney. I think that he's going to somehow find whoever's in charge there and go, you need some ESG
He is
consulting.
He is an ESG hustler. You know, he
He
wears
is.
an ESG expert shirt, but I think he should be wearing an ESG hustler shirt.
Oh, that's a
That
great
is a great-
idea.
Isn't that better?
That is a good
Yeah.
idea.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
that. But like I feel like we
so
all
that's-
have to do something to earn it too. Like you know. Get ESG hustler points. Oh, why do I turn
Um,
everything to a competition? I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, because you're twisted
We'll talk about
and
it later.
and insane. My vote also about Matt. Looks like we're all voting about Matt here. Matt moves to Florida.
Mhm.
Your
That's my
prediction,
vote.
you mean?
Prediction. That's my prediction. Sorry. Which might be good for you, Ari, because maybe instead of selling the house, maybe he'll just give it to you.
Whoa.
So maybe I'm gonna add that to my prediction. Matt moves to Florida, gifts home to Ari.
Okay. I'll trade
Good
him.
prediction. You like that
I'll
one?
give him my van. And he can
Ari
give me
does
his
look
house.
very comfortable in Matt's
sounds-
chair over there.
sounds
She's already
creepy.
settling in.
Your van sounds creepy.
You guys
and
want me to play
horrible.
some Pearl Jam for you later? Because I can.
That's a very good Matt impression. Thank you.
All right. What's your prediction, Ari?
I don't have one. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, you do. It's written down here.
I do? Oh, hold on.
Want me to read it out for you?
Okay.
Ari's prediction. I don't know who wrote this, but it
Oh,
says
I
Matt.
did write that.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think Matt will get COVID again.
Why are you so excited about that? First of all,
I'm excited
wrong
because I
with
thought
you?
that was funny and I forgot I did
it
that.
is funny,
Now I think I'm funny again.
but you're like a horror show character. You're like a villain.
I
You're
think it would be the
wishing COVID
first
on him?
one
Horror
to get
show
COVID
character.
again.
How
saying.
dare you make fun of me? And Matt's prediction is that he will sell his chair because Ari sat in it. That doesn't seem very nice, Ari.
Well, maybe he
Damn.
can sell it to me.
Well,
yeah,
he's,
I'd
actually,
also purchase it.
if he's gifting his home to you, I think it's going to be yours.
It comes furnished.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right.
And with every Pearl Jam record in existence.
Oh my god.
Um,
And the window treatments, Emma.
And the window treatments.
That's it. That's the Friday show for January 28th, 2022. As Emma teased earlier, she's quitting. No, we're gonna have some fancy experts. Hopefully, the next few weeks. Hopefully, every week or most weeks, because sometimes we just want to hang out with each other and not have experts to ruin it.
What
Mhm.
type of fancy experts are we?
Well, again, when they're officially scheduled, we'll let you know. Well,
But who
well,
are we
we did
looking
tell you
for?
that Emma
Like,
and
what
I
if
are
our listener
interviewing.
is a fancy expert? Maybe,
Oh yeah,
tell our listener to reach out.
yeah, reach out anything. Look, even if you're not an expert, we'll call you a fancy expert. If you want to be part of our show, if you want to do the good game with us, if you want to play our story of the week games, whatever, like reach out to us. We'll find something for you to be an expert in, even if you're not, and we'll have fun together.
Excellent.
Woohoo!
All right.
All right, that was Damian Rollis, Ari the Data Queen, and me, Emma Lurking. We will be back next week with some more fun shit.
Every
Thanks
damn
for
day.
listening every damn day, but today's our long show. Matt will be back next week,
Maybe
tragically.
you don't know that.
If you are interested in Matt's absence, let us know. We're willing to take that feedback. All right, thanks for listening. See you later.
I'm interested.